Hello students, welcome to my class. In my last class I taught you about transistor. We had just started transistor and we learned that a transistor is a 3-layered semiconductor device. 3-layer means it has 3 sections. Okay? So a transistor is a 3-layered semiconductor device. It has 3 sections, namely emitter section, base section and collector section. It has 3 terminals, means emitter terminal, base terminal and collector terminal. It has 2 PN junctions. One PN junction between emitter and base known as emitter base PN junction. Another PN junction between collector and base known as collector base PN junction. So in this device today we are going to learn how it is carrying out amplification. I told you that in the transistor the input PN junction is always forward biased. Input PN junction is always forward biased. And the output PN junction is always reverse biased. The input PN junction, as it is a forward biased, so input resistance of the transistor is very small, a few ohm. As the output PN junction is reverse biased, so the output resistance of transistor is very high. So in a transistor, there is a change of resistance or transfer of resistance from low to high. Input resistance low, output resistance high. So there is a transfer of resistance from low to high. Hence, its name is a transistor. I told you that we can break the word transistor as transfer and resistor. So it is called transistor. Now, based on design, there are 2 types of transistor. One is NPN transistor, NPN transistor, and another PNP transistor, PNP transistor. Look here, in the NPN transistor, between 2 N-type semiconductors, a P-type semiconductor is sandwiched. A P-type semiconductor is sandwiched between 2 N-type semiconductors. So hence its name is the NPN transistor. NPN transistor. So look here. These are 2 N-type semiconductors and this is a P-type semiconductor, and these are the 3 sections. This is emitter section, base section, collector section. The metal wire connected with the emitter section is known as emitter terminal. I mark as capital E, means emitter terminal. This is the metal terminal connected with the base, known as base terminal, and this is the metal terminal connected with the collector, therefore it is called collector terminal. So 3 sections, emitter, base, collector. Emitter is heavily doped, base is very thin and lightly doped, and collector is moderately doped. The thickness of collector is maximum, thickness of base is minimum, and thickness of emitter is moderate. So this is the NPN transistor schematic diagram. Now look here how I am connecting it. As I told you, the input PN junction, this is the input PN junction. You can see that this is the emitter PN junction. So I write like this, JEB. EB means emitter base junction, JEB, and this is another PN junction, JCB collector base PN junction. Now input PN junction should be forward biased. Should be forward biased. So here the emitter is N material. Emitter is N material. So in this PN junction, this is the N material, this is the P material. So if N material will be connected with the negative and P material will be connected with the positive, then look here. So the input PN junction, this is the input PN junction and it is the N and this is P. N material is connected with the negative, therefore this is the forward biased. The output PN junction, that is the P and N material, that should be reverse biased. Reverse biased. So by connecting the N material with the positive terminal of a battery, with the positive terminal of a battery, we can make the output PN junction reverse biased. So here we have used two batteries. One battery is the forward biasing the input PN junction. So I mark this battery as VEE because this is connected with the emitter. So VEE, and this is connected with the collector. Its name is like this, VCC. So two batteries we have used. Look here, the base is now common to both input and output. So this is the common terminal which is usually grounded, earthed. So it is at zero potential. Clear? So this is the N material which is connected with the negative terminal and input PN junction is forward biased. But look at the output PN junction, the N material is connected to the positive terminal. So therefore output PN junction is reverse biased. Similarly, we can discuss about the PNP transistor. PNP transistor. So in a PNP transistor, between two P-type semiconductors, a N-type semiconductor is sandwiched. These are two P-type semiconductors and the middle one is the N-type semiconductor. So between two P-type semiconductors, a N-type semiconductor is sandwiched. So this is the inputs emitter section, base section and collector section. Emitter, base and collector. So three sections and three metal terminals are attached here. Three metal terminals. Okay. So we can connect like this. Look here, this is the input PN junction, this is the P material and N material of the junction. So by connecting the P material with the positive terminal, we can make the input PN junction forward biased, and by connecting the P material of output PN junction with the negative terminal of the battery, we can make the output PN junction reverse biased. And this is the common terminal which is usually grounded or earthed. Okay. So now you look at these two diagrams. I have explained you how the biasing is done in a transistor. The NPN transistor, this is the NPN transistor, this is the input PN junction between emitter and base. So for the input PN junction, this side is the N material, this side is the P material. So by connecting N material with the negative terminal N material negative terminal. So input PN junction is forward biased by battery VEE. So this battery keeps the input PN junction forward biased. Now look at this battery. This is another battery named as BCC. Now the positive terminal of this battery is connected with the N material. Remember, in a PN junction, if the P material is connected with the positive terminal battery, then the PN junction is forward biased. But if the P material is connected with the negative terminal of the battery, then that is said to be reverse biased. So here, the input PN junction is forward biased by the help of input battery VEE. This is the input battery, and the output PN junction is reverse biased by the output battery VCC. Okay. But in this transistor, PNP type transistor, input PN junction between emitter and base. This is the input PN junction. This one, emitter base PN junction, emitter base PN junction. So this PN junction has a P material. Look here, the P material is connected with the positive terminal. Therefore, input PN junction is forward biased. But look at the output PN junction between base and collector. So this is the N material, this is the P material. P material is connected with the negative terminal of the battery. Okay. Therefore, the output battery VCC keeps the output PN junction reverse biased. So in a transistor, the input PN junction is always forward biased and output PN junction is always reverse biased. So we have used here two batteries for biasing the input as well as output. So two batteries are required, one for biasing the input and other for biasing the output. Now we have to discuss the circuit symbol of a transistor. Circuit symbol. So I can explain here circuit symbol. Look here, these are not circuit diagrams. These are the schematic diagrams. Schematic diagrams means to explain the function of the transistor, we use these diagrams. Okay, these are the schematic diagrams. Again, this one is schematic diagram for PNP transistor, this one for NPN transistor. But circuit symbol, while drawing the circuit diagram, we must use the circuit symbol. Look at the circuit symbol of NPN transistor, NPN. So this is very important. So I am drawing the circuit symbols of both the transistors. Now look students, this is the circuit symbol of NPN transistor, NPN. NPN. Look here, I have given an arrow mark. The arrow mark, the terminal on which the arrow mark is given, this is known as emitter terminal. Therefore, this is the emitter terminal, emitter. So this terminal is the emitter and this middle terminal is the base and this one is the collector. This one is the collector. This is the NPN transistor. The arrow mark is outward. Arrow mark is the outward. So this one is emitter, this one is the base and this one is the collector. Look, I am giving a simple process to know that we always know that current flows from positive to negative. Current direction from positive to positive to negative. Okay, so to remember this circuit symbol, here P for positive and N for negative. So current flows from positive to negative, positive to negative. So look at this diagram. The current, the arrow mark is like this, outward arrow mark. That means this middle base is P material and this emitter is N material. P material, N material. So P to N. The current flows from P to N. This is P, middle one is P and this is N. So N, P, N. N, P, N. Emitter is N material, base is P material and collector is N material. So in the NPN transistor, the circuit symbol, you look at the circuit symbol, the arrow mark indicates the emitter terminal and the arrow mark is outward. Arrow mark is outward. But in the PNP transistor, look at this transistor symbol, PNP transistor. Why do I say PNP? Because arrow mark is, look here, the arrow mark is inward. Arrow mark is inward. So this terminal will be the emitter. This is the emitter terminal, emitter. As I told you, the terminal on which the arrow mark is given, that is the emitter terminal. So emitter, the middle one is the base and this one is the collector. Okay, now look at the current direction, P to N, P to N. This is P material, this is N material, P to N. Therefore emitter is P material, base is N material. So collector is P material. So it is the PNP transistor. So you can see the circuit symbols of NPN transistor and PNP transistor. Very often in the examination, short type questions are asked. Draw the circuit symbol of NPN transistor and PNP transistor. That can be a question for 1 mark. Okay. So while drawing the circuit symbol, you have to show like this. The arrow mark will indicate the emitter terminal and the terminal adjacent to it or close to it is the base and the terminal which is away from it is the collector. So emitter, base and collector. How to identify emitter terminal? By the help of the arrow mark. So the arrow mark will indicate the emitter terminal. Then how to identify which one is the NPN transistor and which one is the PNP transistor? If the arrow mark is outward, okay, so that will be the NPN transistor. And if the arrow mark will be inward, that will be the PNP transistor. So this is how you have to learn how to draw the circuit symbol of NPN transistor and PNP transistor. So you got the idea regarding the transistor biasing and transistor circuit symbol. Next we shall see how a transistor works, working of transistor. First of all we shall discuss the working of NPN transistor and then we shall discuss the working of PNP transistor. So look students, we are now going to discuss about the working of NPN transistor. So this is the schematic diagram. This is the N material, P material, N material. In the P material there are the holes which are the major discharge carriers. In the N material the free electrons are the major discharge carriers. Now look here, the input PN junction, that is emitter base junction, it is forward biased by the help of input battery, and the output PN junction, that is the base collector PN junction or collector base PN junction, and that is reverse biased by the help of this battery. You have to see the circuits connection, the batteries. Here in the input side, the N is connected with the negative terminal, N to negative terminal, so it is forward biased. But in the output side, N material is connected with the positive terminal, therefore output PN junction is a reverse biased. So then we shall learn with the help of circuit diagram. So look at this circuit diagram. This is the emitter terminal. I mark as E for emitter. This middle one is the base terminal. This is the base, and this one is the collector terminal. Okay. Now our aim is that the majority charge carriers should flow from input to output. Emitter is in the input side and collector is in the output side. So maximum number of majority charge carriers should flow from input emitter to output collector. Now look here. This is the negative terminal of the battery. And in the N-type emitter, the electrons which are negatively charged particles, the free electrons are the majority charge carriers. The free electrons are the majority charge carriers in the N-type emitter. And this is the negative terminal of the battery. So the negative terminal of input battery VEE gives a repulsive force, pushing force on the free electrons from input side. At the same time, the positive terminal of output battery VCC, it gives a pulling force because the electrons are negatively charged and this is the positive terminal of the battery. So it is the electrons are attracted, pulled towards. Okay. So look at the force acting on the majority charge carriers. From input side a pushing force and from output side a pulling force. So two forces, and due to the action of these forces, the majority charge carriers, they start moving from emitter to collector. So as the electrons move in the emitter section, that gives rise to emitter current. What? Emitter current. So emitter current. You can take the symbol like this, capital I having a subscript E. So IE is the symbol for emitter current. So when the electrons flow in the emitter region, so the input current or emitter current flows. And when when these electrons move from emitter towards collector, a few number of electrons combine with the holes in the base region. Look here, the base is P material, where the holes are the majority charge carriers. So out of these electrons pushed from emitter section, a few number of electrons combine with the holes in the base region. That means electron hole recombination takes place. Let us take an example. Suppose 100 electrons start moving from emitter. So out of 100 electrons, only 5 electrons they combine with the holes in the base region. Because our aim is that maximum number of charge carriers should reach the collector from input to output. A very few number of charge carriers should combine in the base region. So to reduce that, we have taken the base to be very thin and also lightly doped. Now, as the electrons move from emitter towards base, a few number of electrons combine with the holes in the base region. Due to electron hole combination, a base current flows. A base current flows. So base current, we write like this: base current, IB. Base current is the IB. But 95 electrons reach the collector. So out of 100 electrons pushed from emitter section, 5 electrons combine with the holes in the base region and remaining 95 electrons reach the collector. Therefore, the collector current flows due to the flow of electrons. Okay? So, we get 3 types of current here. 3 types of current. What are these 3 currents? Emitter current, base current, collector current. Emitter current flows due to the flow of electrons in the n-type emitter. Base current flows due to the electron hole combination taking place in the base region, and collector current flows due to the flow of free electrons in the n-type collector. Now, you will see that the total emitter current IE is equal to IB plus IC. This is very important. If we take emitter current to be 100%, base current varies from 1% to 5%, while collector current varies from 99% to 95%. Now you mark this one, that base current is very small. Base current is very small. Why? Because a few number of electrons combine with the holes in the base region. Therefore, base current is very small. And the collector current is very close to the emitter current. So, usually the emitter current is in the milliampere range, base current is of microampere range, and collector current is milliampere range. Now you look at the current direction. Current direction from positive to negative. Positive to negative. Therefore, how the current flows here? See, this side positive, this side negative. So you like this. So this side. So the base current IB, emitter current IE, and this side it is positive. So current flows like this. Positive. Okay. So this is the collector current. Now you can also remember like this. If we treat the transistor as a joint or junction here, the base current and collector current both are inward. Base current and collector current both are inward, and the emitter current is outward. Emitter current outward, base current and collector current are inward. Therefore, if you apply the Kirchhoff's current law here, the net input current equal to net output current. So IE is equal to IB plus IC. So you can remember like this. So this is how the current flows in the transistor section. Now what are the input and output voltages? Here input voltage is the potential difference between emitter and base, So emitter base voltage is the input voltage, and output voltage is the collector base voltage, potential difference between collector terminal and base terminal. So collector base voltage is the output voltage, emitter base voltage is the input voltage. So input voltage is emitter base voltage, input current is emitter current. output voltage is collector base voltage, output current is collector current. So now you understand with the help of a circuit diagram. So this is the circuit diagram. So in the circuit diagram we have used the circuit symbol. So emitter current, as I told you, it is outward, base current is inward IB, and collector current is IC, this is inward. Okay, and these are the two batteries, input battery BEE and output battery BCC. Input voltage that is base emitter voltage, and output voltage, this is one is collector base voltage. So this is the working of NPN transistor.